here to defend those rights.
Welcome back to Scripps News Live coverage of the D.C. military parade. You heard it from the mouth of a soldier as the president celebrates the Army's 250th birthday in Washington, D.C. Lots of cities across this country are holding demonstrations against the Trump administration's policies and practices like the parade itself. We have Scripps News reporters that are covering the events from Denver to Richmond to Tampa and Philadelphia, and that is where we find Scripps News national correspondent Stephanie Liebergen. Hey, Steph.
Well, it seems really quiet where I am right now, but just a couple hours ago, this place was packed with over 100,000 people marching and rallying in Philadelphia for the No Kings rally. Really, the goal for them was trying to show that the power in America is outside the nation's capital. Drizzly Saturday in Philadelphia, the message was clear.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Thousands gathered at the flagship No Kings rally to send a message to President Trump.
I'm afraid for our democracy. The man has gone off the rails. I was afraid of him the last time, and now it's every day. And guess what? They're coming next for you.
No ice, no fear!
But the rally started by recognizing the shooting in Minnesota, where two
Melissa Portman and her husband, Mark Portman.
No care to regulate commerce.
Is this America when tanks roll through our neighborhoods, but healthcare doesn't?
The people marching in the city of brotherly love said they're rising up for freedom.
I've been a Democrat, I've been a Republican, I've been independent. I believe in patriotism and our freedom of speech, our First Amendment right to, as you are a journalist, to report.
Get back to a little bit more civilized discourse where we're able to interact with folks across the aisle and respect our institutions, respect our courts, respect due process.
The people united will never be defeated!
Others are scared of the impact the Trump administration might have on them personally.
I married an American, and he died of cancer. He went to Vietnam War. And then we're worried about that veterans benefit, that they will take that away from us.
Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation.
Over 100 groups, including Indivisible, Move On, and the ACLU, came together to organize Saturday's protests. The No Kings event in Philly was one of nearly 2,000 across the country, motivating millions to show up
The people united!
and peacefully make their voices heard. The Trump administration's immigration policies were clearly one of the biggest motivating factors for people out here today when the speeches were happening on the main stage. Those remarks about the deportation effort, about immigration, about supporting immigrants, those drew some of the biggest responses from the crowds, Dell. Crowds exceeded the expectations of the organizers here in Philadelphia, and it happened across the country as well. But of course, important to note, at least here in Philadelphia, and from what I've heard about other rallies around the country, Dell, peaceful rallies, no unrest, no violence to speak of so far today.
Stephanie, I'm fascinated by the faces that I see speaking out. We heard the soundbite from the person in uniform who said, "This is not the country that I fought for." And then the people in your package, average Jane and John Does, who felt the need to come out and demonstrate today.
It really was an eclectic crowd here, a really strong crowd. We saw parents with their young kids. We saw people of every race, color, and creed, so supporting all different types of policies that they might be disagreeing with the Trump administration on. So really trying to send a powerful message to them and to everybody in the White House.
Stephanie Liebergen for us live in Philadelphia. Another protest taking place today, a No Kings protest taking place in Tampa, Florida. That is where we find Scripps News Group correspondent Michael Paluska. He is standing by live. Michael, what is the situation on the ground where you are in Tampa, Florida?
Hey, good evening, Del. Good to see you. Well, we just actually saw the most action we've seen all day. We started our morning very early in Largo, Florida, went to St. Pete. Now we're here in Tampa. Kennedy Boulevard is behind me. That is Tampa City Hall. And for the first time, we actually saw a Trump supporter or counter protester walk with a giant flag, Trump flag, through the middle of the crowd going that way, which he was immediately surrounded by people screaming, "Shame, shame, shame." TPD came out. It looks like they went over there, checked it out. That one person left. That's the most we've seen today. It's been extremely peaceful, and I'll echo what was happening in Philadelphia. We've seen people out here